3 letters that changed the game.
You are here to see the future. NXT is the hottest thing on the planet today, and the future is now.
Mark my words, we're gonna main event WrestleMania.
The secret's out.
The hottest brand in the business.
The entire world knows about it. There are no limits. I had no doubt that NXT would be growing.
We are NXT UK.
One expanded universe
Every empire has a beginning.
designed for evolution.
Now we build on that foundation.
This is our kingdom.
2 proud champions,
I know I got big shoes to fill. I'm the freaking NXT champion.
2 revolutionary brands,
And with NXT Europe around the corner, I stand before you, the first and the last NXT UK champion.
no longer worlds apart.
This title has a legacy.
I made that title the industry standard.
At Worlds Collide,
Don't underestimate the moment.
you must unify those titles.
Champion versus champion. The rightful heir has arrived. Put some respect on my name.
A unification triple threat match for the NXT and NXT UK women's title.
I don't see why Worlds Collide gotta be just NXT and NXT UK.
Ricochet is here.
Melo ain't never been secondary to nobody. Step up to the 8 champ and get stepped on.
I've held that title before, homeboy, and at Worlds Collide, I plan on holding it again.
As past champions re-emerge, the game has evolved.
I think we'll find out who the best tag team in NXT is.
Yeah, let's do it then.
Which superstars will unify 2 countries as champions?
When worlds collide, this is about NXT UK and what it stood for throughout its 6-year lifespan. I will be the face of NXT. Their legacy rests on my shoulders.
And now, WWE presents NXT Worlds Collide.
On the heels of a historic clash at the Castle, we are set to make our own history tonight with superstars from NXT UK, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Legacies will be established, bragging rights will be claimed, and championships unified. Welcome to Worlds Collide! Universe is fired up here tonight, and look, here's the superstar Wade, who shocked the world with his return this past Tuesday.
Absolutely, say that again. Everybody, it seems, wants to be a part of NXT right now. The spotlight of the world is upon us once again. NXT UK, Raw, SmackDown, who cares? Bring them all on. That is the attitude of Ricochet and everyone else competing here tonight. Massive, massive day here for NXT and for our future.
We take a look around, everyone is on their feet for someone who has captivated the minds of the NXT universe in the past, and the question is, can Ricochet rise to the occasion one more time on this brand? A former North American champion, the second man to ever hold that title. Can tonight he put gold around his waist once more?
The energy in this building off the charts once again. What a weekend it has been for WWE, a real international flavor.
champion. You saw the names of those conquered. Will one more jersey be hung in the rafters here tonight?
Message was clear. Welcome to Melo's Hall of Shame. We just witnessed a who's who of the victims that Melo has put to the sword over his reigns as the A-Champ here in NXT. Perhaps the biggest jersey of them all reserved for the former North American champion, the returning Ricochet.
I'm going to throw this to you before this matchup begins. Let's call what it is. Carmelo Hayes can really seal his stamp on this brand with a victory here tonight.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, he's already a pillar of NXT 2.0. Quite simply, the man don't miss. But if you want to take your reputation to the next level, put away a bona fide SmackDown superstar, a former Intercontinental champion, a former United States champion. Put away Ricochet.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the NXT North American Championship. Introducing first the challenger, Ricochet! And his opponent, accompanied by Trick Williams, he is the NXT North American Champion, Carmelo Hayes!
Well, there you see the focused look at Carmelo Hayes, because he has said all week long, Ricochet may be the one and only. He is the one of one.
Yeah, absolutely. Melo, for my money, is what you could call a collector's item. The priciest NFT on the planet. Both of these two superstars, they are grade A, but they have egos that can't be contained.
What a way to kick off Worlds Collide here tonight. No doubt. The fans in attendance are behind in this matchup. It is Ricochet. And hey, you know, if you watch the Worlds Collide kickoff show, Mackenzie Mitchell threw out a great question. Why now for Ricochet to return to NXT? What's the motive?
A chance to challenge for the North American Championship once again. A chance to appear on NXT Worlds Collide. What more excuses do you need? Add to that, Melo's opinion is that the reason Ricochet is here today is because Melo has elevated the North American Championship to a level that Ricochet wasn't capable of, and he now wants a slice of that action.
You use the word excuses. Actually, it was Ricochet who took issue with the amount of complaining that the champion did last week.
Ooh. Yeah, for my money, complaining.
This is the type of action Ricochet came back for.
Melo complaining. Ooh, complaining is completely the wrong word. It was a slap in the face, literally, to Melo there, but a slap in the face that NXT management didn't initially have him on the card here for Worlds Collide. I'm not surprised a superstar of the caliber of Melo was rather upset about that, and thankfully something's been done about it.
A little bit, whatever you can do, I can do better between these two superb athletes in the ring, but what a drop kick.
Clean to the kisser, razor sharp is Ricochet. If Melo underestimated him, he's having to rethink right now.
You know, take a look at the capacity crowd. Take a look at the drop kick. What a bam start for Ricochet here in this matchup, and really, this is gonna set the tone for tonight. Take a look at tonight as a whole. A lot on the mind of everyone. I mean, this is a pretty heavy emotional night for all superstars.
For a night like Clash at the Castle yesterday.
Into the cover.
The NXT superstars can see how far pure emotion can drive you. Gold is massive, but legacy and emotion can make superstars do superhuman things.
Ricochet taking his eyes off, of course, Trick Williams. Got to watch him with all the shenanigans he pulls on the outside and has for Carmelo Hayes over the last year. But you bring up a great point about feeling, the feel. I mean, have you felt an organic energy like you have over the last 24, 48 hours.
And this entire industry goes up and down like a roller coaster when it comes to energy. But I will say WWE NXT right now is on a real upward curve. The next 2 or 3 years for us is going to be massive. It's going to be such an enjoyable ride. This is where it's happening.
Certainly has been a global weekend for the WWE and now NXT as Ricochet trying to slow the pace down in this matchup. You know, some online have stated that Hayes isn't ready for this moment, isn't ready for this matchup.
Who are these people online?
Well, I mean, look, it's the same people that go back to Stand and Deliver WrestleMania Saturday.
Absolute poppycock. Mello could be fast asleep and he's more ready for anything than buffoons online. What's Ricochet trash talking him?
Well, Ricochet's seen that movie once before. Ooh! It is now Ricochet getting help from the NXT Universe.
What's the referee doing? Get these two bozos out of the arena.
By any means necessary. But again, you know, if you're going to throw them out of the arena, what about Trick Williams, who stuck his nose in Ricochet's business?
Trick Williams is a corner man, doing his job.
Oh, he certainly did it there, providing enough distraction for what possibly could be a knockout blow. Ricochet into the cover, or excuse me, Carmelo Hayes into the cover of Ricochet, who seemed to be out for the moment.
Someone with the experience of Ricochet needs to learn to focus on the task in hand. He's way too experienced to fall for a little trick like that.
Carmelo Hayes now smack-talking and then just dropping Ricochet. Well, when it comes to Carmelo Hayes, let's talk about facts. The fact is, he's held the North American title for more days than anyone in the history of that prestigious title.
Yeah, and he's looked untouchable at times. You know why? That's why Mello don't miss.
And the NXT Universe seems to think he didn't even hit the net with the air ball. NXT Universe, though, firing up Carmelo Hayes, but might have just put new life into Ricochet. And,
Gotta clean your clock.
What a super kick. And now Hayes shooting the half. This could be his opportunity to retain, and Ricochet kicking out at 2.
And this one almost over before it really got started. I think we're all expecting a banger tonight, but with shots like this is what these two men are both capable of. Clean to their temple. Potentially is a jawbreaker, a knockout blow.
This indeed is awesome, and this is the #1 trend right now in the United States. What a way to kick things off, as we mentioned. Two high-octane superstars who are bringing it their all. Ricochet now. Wait a minute. Carmelo. Whoa! Like a coiled spring into the cover. To retain it. Ricochet again just gets that left shoulder up in frustration, starting to build in the champion. And take a look at this exchange one more time.
Throws and spells, two of the best movers on planet Earth.
As close
99% of competitors put away right there, but not Ricochet.
As close as it gets. And look, something's got to be going through Hayes' mind. Ricochet wins. That North American title is going to Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, don't you get ahead of yourself. One thing to make.
You don't think that's in the back of his mind?
Of course it's in the back of his mind. There's a potential to lose a championship every single time you are out there. But Mello don't doubt himself. He's as confident as any competitor I've ever seen it.
Double stop off the roll through. So much taken out of Ricochet, though, in this matchup. Trying to get his second win in this opening contest.
And I'll tell you this, Mello, normally his biggest strength is the fact that he can outmaneuver anybody in that ring. We saw 3 weeks ago against Giovanni Vinci, he did struggle against a fellow great mover. You talk about great movers, that is exactly what Ricochet is, and that's why Ricochet is such a huge threat to the reign of Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes called out everybody. He didn't expect Ricochet to answer the call this past Tuesday.
I ain't the one,
And you heard him yell, "I ain't your boy," as he focuses back in. Both men, same idea. Locking eyes one more time. And Ricochet now. Hayes. Oh, both men, same idea. to go back one more time. Both men same page. Bam!
It's the mid-air dogfight where gravity was only the winner.
Take a look at the capacity crowd here tonight for Worlds Collide. SmackDown's Ricochet, NXT's Carmelo Hayes for the NXT North American title. And this matchup thus far has lived up to the billing. Who has a little bit left in the tank. Hayes is swinging, nice block by Ricochet, answers back with an uppercut.
This matchup turning into a slugfest. Apparently took some tips from Sheamus and Gunther yesterday at Clash of the Castle.
The welts forming on the chest of Carmelo Hayes. He is in there with one of the best the world has to offer. Oh, Ricochet connects, turning Hayes inside out. And Ricochet has been here before, the former Intercontinental Champion. Has been tested in the past. Up goes Hayes. What goes up must come down. Oh, Hayes caught him. Hayes caught Ricochet.
Well scouted, what a block from the Pele kick.
Both these superstars, they know each other so very well. Hayes now blocked. Target set. Oh, acquired. Super kick under the jaw. Oh, right to the throat went the champion.
Both men now on jelly legs. Who's got enough left in the tank?
Looking for that springboard. No one home. Charging back in. Recoil! Recoil connects! Ricochet has won championships in the past. Ricochet into the cover to become a two-time North American champion. Hey! The hell?
There's a lax cover there from Ricochet. May well have just been enough.
Oh, you talk about the lax cover, you're talking about Trick Williams?
Interception of Trick. Will you let me get my words out?
No, call what you see when you see it. Had nothing to do about the lax cover. Ricochet pleading his case now, but again, if the official doesn't see it, the official can't do anything about it. But Ricochet certainly saw it.
Carmelo Hayes is ripe for the picking right now. Ricochet needs to focus on what's important here.
Ricochet now can refocus on the task at hand. Look at, oh! There's a quickness of Hayes back on display. And the one-on-one planning center of the ring to retain the North American title here tonight, and another near fall.
Just a millisecond away from retention there. Carmelo Hayes bleeding from the mouth, as you would expect after what's been a true slugfest in the opener here.
Talk about a man who doesn't miss, but what must be going through the mind now that almost seems like disbelief sinking into the mind of the North American champion.
The North American champion is aware that normal men cannot kick out of moves like that. This is a level that Carmelo Hayes perhaps has never had to get to before.
We've talked about high flying. We've seen Hayes do quite a bit in his historic run as North American champion. Taking a little bit too much time. Look at Ricochet. You gotta be kidding me. Ricochet, thought about the Spanish fly, switches into a superplex. I think the NXT universe speaks for themselves. But take another look at the height, but see the impact of both superstars.
Yes, an explosive launch off the top rope by Ricochet, just adding additional impact onto the back of, let's face it, both superstars who are now laid out.
Taking a look up from my monitor, I see Trick Williams. It's almost as if Williams is feeling the North American Championship slip through the hands of Hayes tonight.
Let's face it, Trick Williams has been bashed around in this matchup too.
And he stuck his nose in Ricochet's business, and that wasn't very smart of Williams on the outside. Let these two settle the score.
each of these hits.
Ooh! And somehow both men still standing. Hayes might just be standing because of the ropes. Charging back, another pump kick across the jaw. Oh, knee under the jaw.
Just cannot count out either one of these superstars. How do I do it?
Ricochet holding on, transitioning now. Went for this earlier, didn't connect. Second time the charm. Oh! Hayes answering back.
Barely
the recoil earlier.
Left in the tank.
Crawling into the cover and Ricochet. How? Able to kick out. Quickly, crucifix, crucifix, crucifix. Oh! How close was that? Was that a 3?
Oh man, that was a photo finish.
Had to look up, the official explaining it was just a 2. I mean, one more time. Take a look at this sequence. Answering back.
Nailed on with a long blow. It just took too long to make the cover.
Took his eyes off the ball and then,
blink and you'll miss it. Ricochet up like a shot, ready to capitalize.
Now look at you, Wade. You've been the one who's been in the ring 5-time former Intercontinental Champion, King of the Ring. What do either of these two have left?
Yeah, I'm exhausted just watching these two. My eyes are not moving fast enough to keep up with them. How the hell either one of them pulls out a victory from here is completely lost on me.
We talk about having to pull out all the stops in this matchup. Both superstars came in with a game plan. They've thrown that out the window quickly at this juncture. Ooh! And if you remember Carmelo Hayes swinging and hitting this hard in the past.
A little extra stank on all of these shots, but they're seemingly not having the effect on Ricochet that Melo needs.
Oh, you talk about a shot. That spinning kick connected. Poison Rana!
Straight on the top of the cranium.
Ricochet again. Whoa! Williams one more time. Stick in his nose. It pays the price. Ricochet quickly though.
This has to be the moment for Ricochet.
Going to the top. Get your gifts ready on social media. Shooting, no. Shooting, trying to connect. Inside cradle. Inside cradle. And oh, we got him. Hayes retains.
Here's your winner, and still the NXT North American Champion, Carmelo Hayes.
Talk about a photo finish.
Well, we had an absolute slugfest in the ring tonight. Not what I was expecting, but what did it come down to? Lightning fast reflexes of the A-Champ, the retention, Carmelo Hayes. Naturally an upset Ricochet can't believe it. He was fighting a war on 2 fronts tonight.
That's the most honest thing I've heard you say.
To Ricochet.
Trick Williams continued to get himself involved in this matchup. Ricochet got him once, and it would open the door for Carmelo Hayes. And look, Carmelo Hayes brought his A-game tonight. He brought everything. Both these guys brought out the best in one another. Throughout this entire matchup, we thought moments like this, it was the end. But both kept going. Both kept their foot on the gas. Take a look at the absolute incredible athleticism from Ricochet in this matchup. But once again, Trick Williams would interfere, pay the price. But in that moment, you got to imagine that extra second brought Carmelo Hayes the time needed that he had to look up, see a flying Ricochet, thing of beauty, picture perfect. But in that closing moment right here, turning point and the end.
There are your lightning fast cat-like reflexes of Carmelo Hayes. That was the difference maker at this level. Trick Williams, huge once again in this matchup, paying dividends as the cornerman, but still the North American champ, still the A-champ, Carmelo Hayes.
And now Ricochet's name goes up in the rafters for Hayes' reign as North American champion, who once again shoots, and the man just doesn't miss.
It's hard to look back at the happiest moments of my life.
And new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez!
And realize the person who I shared them with is someone I don't even recognize anymore. When Cora hit me, I literally felt my heart break into two. Going into Heatwave, I wanted nothing more than to hurt Cora as much as she hurt me. But when I had the chance, I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Think about this, Roxanne. Think about it.
In that moment, the memories we made, the secrets we kept, the dreams we shared ran through my mind. And I paid for it. Lesson learned. Next time, there's no hesitation. Cora and I's friendship is over, but her and I are not.
Hi, I'm Quincy Elliott, and I have a confession to make. Growing up, everyone always thought that they knew what I was, and everyone always thought that they knew who I am. But they don't know me at all. The WWE Universe is about to find out exactly who Quincy Elliott is. I mean, look at me. I'm flyer than a reindeer in the winter, and I am coming to change the game. The old saying is life ain't perfect, but y'all don't live the life of Quincy, the super diva.
Satomura in the red, she is 20 years of age.
私のキャリアは27年を過ぎました。日本から始まった私のプロレスは世界中に広がっています。今まで複数の国でタイトルを獲得してきました。しかし
I am the NXT UK Women's Champion.
This is Meiko's moment.
She's accomplished so much across the world. But tonight, I become the NXT Women's Champion.
The most respected woman in this industry.
Mandy, Brea, show up tonight. Big mistake. I am the final boss.
We're looking at a legend.
Bushido, fighting spirit.
Satomura is not human.
Be prepared for Meiko.
Almost 30 years of global dominance for Meiko Satomura, 450-plus day reign as NXT UK Women's Champion. Does it end tonight?
That's the question. That triple threat unification matchup still to come later on here at Worlds Collide. But right now, we actually want to go back to something that happened earlier today that we found out via Twitter, and it has to do with Roderick Strong and Diamond Mine. I mean, this was just a chaotic scene earlier today prior to Worlds Collide.
Yeah, shocking scene in the NXT parking lot. We know it's a dangerous spot. We've seen it in the past, but a bloodied, a battered, a bruised, and ultimately unconscious Roderick Strong laid out there earlier today. Thankfully, medical attention was there quickly, but clearly big issues here.
There are a lot of questions, still no answers. However, we did get a little insight as to what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We got an update earlier on. Roderick Strong is at the hospital. He's stable, but he is unconscious. We will keep you posted as soon as we have more information.
We're not going out there to be hunted. We're going out there to hunt. There's a reason we have these. It's because we're the best damn team.
That's right. Let's do it.
That's right. We can't worry about Roderick Strong tonight. Tonight is about the Creed brothers. Tonight, you guys are going to unify those tag team titles. Tonight is about Diamond Mine.
It's hard to argue, and that certainly is a very good mindset to have if you are Diamond Mine.
Wow, what a trio we have here. Fashion, elegance, sophistication personified with 2 words. Yes, boy!
You deep down want to be the 3rd member of Pretty Deadly, don't you?
Oh, well, to be fair, I think Lash Legend might have her application to be the 3rd member of Pretty Deadly, but I'll take number 4 in a heartbeat. Look at those outfits!
That young member of the NXT universe certainly has her thought on Pretty Deadly and Lash Legend. But look, Pretty Deadly, Kit Prince, they certainly know how to cut corners to survive in any sort of match.
I love the way you're just a naysayer from the word go.
Naysayer.
Kit Wilson, Alton Prince, 2 gentlemen who epitomize what NXT UK is all about, what NXT is all about, what the future of this industry is all about.
Obviously, we're stretching what the word gentleman means now.
Oh, I see. Okay, so Mandy Rose isn't here yet, but you're already wheeling out the haters' pulpit that you're so well known for.
Unreal. When you talk about NXT UK, perhaps the best tag team to ever come from that division is entering into this match. Mark Coffey, Wolfgang, the longest reigning NXT UK tag team champions ever.
Human embodiment of a dark cloud, and that dark cloud has descended upon NXT during the past 3 weeks.
When you talk about the leadership of NXT UK, who has seen the growth of Gallus, you see a British wrestling legend, the NXT UK general manager, Johnny Saint, tweeting out his support to all those that represent that brand. And let's call it what it is, Pretty Deadly, Gallus represent NXT UK. There's a lot of pressure on these superstars from the United Kingdom.
Well, Brooks, we finally made it to Worlds Collide, baby. It's time to get ourselves in a fight, Brother Briggs. And a little afternoon delight. There's only one thing left to do now. Yep.
Win the whole damn thing and become unified champions?
Hell yeah!
Well, that sounds like a great math equation. Just win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, easier said than done. And here, really, for
here's your you hating now.
There's no hating whatsoever. This team right here, Briggs and Jensen, flanked by Fallon Henley, of course, have been the key issue in the tag division of late. The fact that they are holding the NXT UK Tag Team Championships has been wrong from day one. These two epitomize Southern America. They don't epitomize anything about Europe. They don't epitomize anything about the UK. Great competitors, I'll hand you that, but you look at the fury in the eyes of Pretty Deadly and Gallus is all explained by the fact that what they see as their championships has been stolen from their land and they want it back.
This, of course, an elimination tag team matchup. And as we just followed up on, there's a lot on the mind to the Creed brothers tonight, maybe too much.
As we saw, Roderick Strong, the leader of the Diamond Mine, laid out earlier today, currently lying unconscious in a hospital bed. Big whodunit as far as I'm concerned, and I've already got myself a prime suspect, and it has to be Julius Creed. Absolutely at the throat.
Hold on.
Roderick Strong for weeks now, butting heads every opportunity he's...
Whoa! Was he in a butting heads?
Swinging already, go back. That sums up Julius Creed.
We talk about the combustible elements. They have already set off. This powder keg has exploded. This matchup is, to your point, hasn't even started yet. I haven't heard the bell. Referee, I mean...
at the moment. Not helping us right now once again.
Officials are going to have their hands full in this matchup. Now the argument's going to be who's going to start this thing off. And, oh, hard. I think we see who is going to start it off. And look, elimination tag team matchup. Once your team is pinned, submitted, counted out, whatever it may be, you get sent to the back. The last team standing will be the unified tag team champions here in NXT. And it's the NXT champions, the Creed brothers, the NXT UK champions, Briggs and Jensen, being Josh Briggs starting things off.
Essentially the two championship teams starting off this matchup here. They've got the most to lose this evening.
And this is the type of matchup, Briggs and Jensen, how they won the NXT UK tag team titles to begin with.
Yes. Oh dear, you have to say that perhaps is a huge advantage for Briggs and Jensen. For some teams in this matchup, this is absolutely new territory. They've never competed in a matchup of this time through NXT UK. And of course, through a few bar brawls, Briggs and Jensen used
Kid trying to get some scraps into the cover.
Just flying at all angles, but that's smart there from Kit Wilson. See a man down, tag in.
How quickly did he tag out? Did he call it cowardly way out?
Absolutely not.
To stand in it and fight.
That's a great strategy. As you mentioned, this is an elimination matchup. You need to keep yourself fresh. If you can hang in there for as long as possible without having to get your hands dirty, that is great strategy. Let everyone else burn themselves out. That's what I'd do.
Brutus and Wolfgang now in this matchup. And when it comes to the Creed brothers, they certainly have a grudge against every other team in this unification matchup, including Gallus.
Yeah, understandably, especially when it comes to Gallus, perhaps. Pretty deadly too. Both of those teams have attacked and blindsided the Creeds in recent weeks. The grudge with Briggs and Jensen is more a who are the real champions.
Last legend stick. Oh, there's Henley.
Here we go.
Oh, this didn't take long for these two. They've been at odds.
You knew this was coming. These two have been swinging on sight for weeks now. You cannot keep them apart.
And these two, again, you mentioned can't keep them apart. Briggs trying his best. Jensen, though, who's in the ring, is legal in this contest. Uh-oh.
Yeah, no eyes on the ring right now. We've got a full-on brawl at ringside.
Jensen turning right around and ran right into Wolfgang. Again, this thing is just exploding. All-out chaos. And I feel bad for the officials I mentioned earlier.
We're going to need about 5 more officials at this rate. Whoa, what athleticism, what coordination.
That certainly was innovative. I will give Pretty Deadly.
Finally, you're seeing somebody go.
Whoa, and Briggs now taking out Deadly. Wait a minute. What's Jensen thinking?
Been watching too much Ricochet, that's what he's been doing.
Whoa! These superstars are showing you what it means to them to be the unified tag team champions in NXT. The hell's Mark Coffey thinking?
Oh, that's a lot of Scottish beef.
Wolfgang howling at the moon. And turning around into Brutus. I mean, all these superstars. Oh, we've seen Brutus in the past.
Come off it.
The Butterball gonna fly. Kid tried his best, couldn't. Wolfgang just sucking the air out of the NXT universe.
Just in the nick of time. Do not like seeing Brutus Creed on that top rope, but he might have no choice now.
At this moment, this match means everything to Gallus. They've been main players in the United Kingdom since day one. And to that, Joe Coffey on the outside shouting at Wolfgang was in the very first match on the very first edition of NXT UK. Famouser! Jensen connects with the Famouser. Cover, count, and whoa, Mark Coffey recognized what was going on and saved things for the match.
Saving the day for Gallus, Briggs, and Jensen right now, though, with all the momentum in the world.
NXT right now, a lot of momentum, as you can see, trending #1 in the United States. But the momentum could be behind Wolfgang from behind. And that's just able to kick out Jensen. Spinning heel kick.
Caught flush on the jaw was Wolfgang here. Ready to put this one to bed. 21 years young. Brooks Jensen. Oh, what a sickening landing. Mark Coffey.
I think inadvertently Mark Coffey was making his way to make the tag.
Whatever it was, it absolutely worked.
And certainly is effective for the Gallus boys. Into the cover goes Mark Coffey, and the first elimination of the night.
Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen have been eliminated.
Think about this, the NXT UK champions have been eliminated from this unification match. Didn't take long. We know the grudge that both these UK tag teams have towards the Creeds.
Absolutely. How can you not have a grudge against the Creeds? Look what they've done over the past 12 months. Complete domination. 0 to 100 faster than any tag team in history. Of course, the NXT UK guys have been watching and they're aware what a huge threat the Creeds really can be.
Deadly might have forgotten what this matchup was all about. That's certainly going to be some bad news for Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, real funny. Even right now, Pretty Deadly looking for the easy way out, perhaps. No bueno, unfortunately.
Oh, Gallus wants to make NXT their kingdom. Certainly, this is how you do it. Inside cradle! Inside cradle! And oh, Mark Coffey just able to kick out. Swing and a miss. Ooh, planet center of the ring. Coffey now another cover. Another hook of the leg and another near fall. I mean, we do have to credit Pretty Deadly. They're the only team in this matchup that has held both sets of titles.
Yes, indeed they are. Listen, that is an experience factor for you. The best of NXT UK.
Whoa, 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 handful of tights and just able to kick out.
The best of NXT now, you've just got to put them both together.
Right now, Prince showcasing some strength, hoisting up Coffey.
Don't underestimate Pretty Deadly. Don't overlook them just because of the fashion. These boys can scrap, but it might be taken out of their hands now.
Now I want to take a look at Gallus a little bit further. This is the type of chaos that they thrive in. And you see the security, as we've seen for several weeks, beefed up around ringside. But bam! Mark Coffey, precision, pinpoint, accuracy.
Well, this is how Gallus want to run their kingdom. Gallus boys on top, chaos, danger, bedlam, security needed at every turn. It is an intimidating environment.
Brutus just stole the tag, and how wise this is the Creed brothers, forcing their way back into the matchup. I mean, they want to stay involved as long as they can, keeping the destiny in their own hands. And now Brutus, smash.
The wrecking ball of human aggression.
And then for the Creed brothers, they've never competed in this sort of matchup, and they don't care.
Yeah, and if only they had one guy in their corner.
Whoa!
An experienced veteran who could perhaps coach them from the sidelines. I don't know, someone like Roderick Strong, who's been mysteriously laid out by that man, in my opinion, Julius Creed.
Now, don't just start jumping to conclusions, as the Creed brothers could be looking to put Gallus away. Brutus found his mark. Creed's landed all on the line to make history tonight.
Own version of the Doomsday Device.
Bam! Cover, and another team sent to the back.
Gallus has been eliminated.
And we are down to two teams. The NXT Tag Team Champions, the Creed brothers. Pretty Deadly.
Let me tell you, Pretty Deadly was celebrating that pin just as much. Good grief.
Hey. Well, Gallus certainly not liking the result of what happened, but as we mentioned, there's only two teams left. One of these two teams will make history. One of these two teams will be the unified NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, and you ask me who's looking in better shape right now, I've got to tell you, it's Pretty Deadly.
You just saw a quick tag, Julius to Brutus. Julius favoring his right elbow, yeah, and that could be a bad sign for the Creed brothers, as right now Brutus might have to take the weight of this match on his own shoulders for a moment.
Yeah, not where you want to be. This could effectively be a handicap match right now in favor of Pretty Deadly.
We talked about strategy early on. Look, the strategy for Pretty Deadly was they stayed on the outside for the most part. You love the strategy, and they're the freshest of the two teams right now. I got to say what it is.
I told you, it's the experience factor. We've got a team in there in Pretty Deadly who's done it all for many years. We've got a team in there like the Creeds. Fantastic, but only fantastic.
They did cover to unify the titles, and Brutus just able to kick out. How obnoxious would Pretty Deadly be if they unified the titles tonight?
Yeah, only obnoxious if you have zero taste. And looking at the way you dress, Vic Joseph, you absolutely have zero taste. Think what Pretty Deadly have done for the US, bringing their unique brand of fashion, balloon trousers, crop tops, male lace wear. Who thought men could wear lace until Elton Prince and Kit Wilson turned
tops, late. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear what you're talking about right now?
The proof is before your eyes. Just look how great they look, Vic Joseph.
We'll have to talk about that after Worlds Collide, because we got bigger fish right now to fry, and that is who will unify the NXT Tag Team titles here tonight. And look, when it comes to Pretty Deadly and the Creed brothers, this goes back to the start of the year. When you think about who attacked the Creed brothers, who destroyed the dojo, and the Creed brothers haven't forgotten about that moment.
Yeah, who ultimately won.
Into the cover, into the cover, into the cover, and a kick out.
The NXT Championships. It was Pretty Deadly who came across the pond and dominated, and that's exactly what they're doing in the ring right now. They are teaching the Creeds a lesson. Just how good are the Creeds without a leader in place?
And you notice Kit and Elton Prince both have stayed in between Brutus and Julius, have truly cut the team in half. Or cut the ring in half. They are a true tag team.
And this is exactly where Pretty Deadly come into their own. This is what it's all been about, getting to this point, getting to the final two teams as fresh as you can. I'll tell you what, I don't care how fresh. Ooh, that was sickening.
See the knee just buckle.
No knee supposed to bend in that direction.
Another tag was made. Brutus finally getting to his brother, and in comes Julius. And you gotta wonder, is Julius 100%? You see the pad on the right elbow. He's been favoring the elbow throughout the entire matchup, but now Julius trying to block out all the pain to persevere and punch his ticket to glory tonight.
100% or otherwise, Julius Creed looking at his explosive best right now.
Up and over goes Prince. Prince now locking in a sleeper. And this is sound strategy wearing down the damaged Julius Creed.
Slowly looking more and more weird. What the hell?
Briggs, Jensen, and is that Gallus? These guys can't be contained. We got action on the outside. We got action in the ring. We're trying to unify championships. And look at Julius Creed. The strength. Prince trying his best to navigate his way free.
Julius Creed looking wobbly here.
All the way down.
Holding on.
No.
Okay.
No way. Unreal.
Who the hell does that?
Julius Creed does. Blocking out the pain. Adrenaline will make a man do crazy things. Whoa. No way. Planning. Prince, this is it. The moment.
Ooh. Split second away. Referee
security. You ever seen anything like this?
This is absolutely wild. Pivotal moment in the matchup. Julius Creed almost picking up the W. Referee was slightly out of position. That's all that cost him there. Now the official's taken out.
Look, Julius looked down. He realized what had happened, and now quickly pouncing, taking out Kit, and
Creed's having to do this on his
There's no official though, Barrett. I'm looking around at everything going on around the ring. We only have 2 men standing. Think about that this match started with 4 tag teams, and now there's only 2 men left.
Things are starting to look incredibly bleak here for Elton Prince. Straps are coming down. That usually signals good night.
But kept running interference. Just about took Kit out of his lace.
Diamond Mine refusing to be denied this evening.
And that, what the hell? What the? kept getting the official back up.
What the hell is going on?
Brings him to the cover. The official didn't see what happened. You gotta be kidding me.
Here are your winners, and new unified NXT Tag Team Champions, Pretty Deadly.
Well, I'm still trying to break this one down in my head, but you have to think things would have gone very differently had Roderick Strong been here.
We're going back to some, I'm actually speechless right now, but going back to some of the moments in this matchup, I mean, just take a look at the strength that Julius created with one bad arm, not to mention the pure athleticism from the ACC standout at Duke, who continued, as I mentioned, to persevere and push through in this matchup with everything going on, and this is the turning point. We talk about chaos and the powder keg exploding. These teams couldn't be controlled even after they were eliminated.
You saw the referee get flattened in this melee. That proved pivotal later on in proceedings. Completely laid out, as you can tell here, but then just when Damon Kemp looked like he'd saved the Diamond Mine.
You mentioned laid out.
What a turncoat.
Bam! Unreal. And Pretty Deadly in the right place at the right time for their moment here tonight. The unified NXT Tag Team Champions.
What a moment it is for the lads who've come over proudly from NXT UK, taking both championships home with them. Wow, what a moment. Yes, boys.
A man often finds his destiny on the path he takes to avoid it.
This is surreal. 6 years away from WWE.
Everyone thinks the decision to return was difficult.
Get a dream, hold on to it, and shoot for the sky.
It was not. I knew not what I wanted to do, what I needed to do. Win this championship, bestow it into the hands of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Unfortunately, that dream died. Or did it?
Second generation athlete, one of the richest in-ring IQs in our industry.
Right now, high above the clouds, a certain son of a plumber is grinning from ear to ear.
Yes, I cannot physically bestow it upon the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. But I certainly can put it around the waist of the American Nightmare.
Cody Rhodes suffered a partial pectoral tear. Then, working out, preparing for his match tonight, he tore the pectoral muscle right off the bone.
Nonetheless, being the man and the competitor that Cody Rhodes is, Cody will step inside Hell in a Cell. Cody Rhodes has shown us something that no other WWE superstar ever has.
The heart, the guts, and determination of a clearly wounded Cody Rhodes giving the performance of a lifetime.
From undesirable to undeniable.
Cody had successful surgery yesterday and will be out of action for up to 9 months.
I've never been patient. In my career, a lot of trust is being put into me to do it right.
And I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to do it for my family, and I am going to do it for you.
September is Pediatric Cancer Month, so as the EST, I am teaming up with my friends, the ING, because they are fighting! inspiring. In their battle versus cancer.
They will be teaming up to take down cancer.
Till we win.
Wanna join us?
Who is Blair Davenport? I'm what you get when gothic charisma meets cold-hearted fury.
Wicked aggression from Davenport.
Miko, we've been in the ring before. You know exactly what I can do. And Mandy, you're about to find out.
Davenport has certainly made another statement.
At Worlds Collide, only one woman will walk out the NXT Women's Champion. And it's gonna be Blair Davenport.
Good cup of Joe. Yeah, you know, down the street they're pretty good. Stacks, my boy. Losing the Legatos was a good move. Yeah, but Tony, we could have got more miles out of Joaquin and Cruz. And you said it yourself, Electra was doing great on the docks. Look, one bad fish spoils a tank. And the Legatos were headed in that direction. See, when you're the Don, you gotta know when to keep the line in the water and when to cut the bait. There's always a bigger fish. Oh, Grimy. Come here, I want to talk to you.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Come here. See, word on the street is you're looking for some new friends. And a man of your stature, it's pretty enticing. Especially after I fired the Legatos.
Fired? That's what you did?
Was he got dirt in his ear? I said I fired him. Yeah, he fired him. So why don't you stick around, eat a few biscotti, and make me an offer.
Yeah, I'm not hungry.
Who's that guy think he's talking to? Does he know who I am?
Mako, Blair, I've seen what you've done in the ring. I've read your credentials. But there's one thing that you're not, and that's Mandy Rose.
All of this clout chasing got me so upset. Too many folks claiming they rich before they hold a check. I'ma put you on the game if you ain't know it yet. When you show respect, then you grow respect.
I'm the most dominant women's champion. You're standing in my ring. You entered into my world. Put some respect on my name.
Tell them once you get the power, then you get respect. First you get the power.
For 313 days, I have dominated the NXT Women's Division. And tonight, I will remind everyone that Mandy Rose is still the world's attraction.
Gotta watch for these haters that are coming for your neck. Gotta watch for these haters coming for your neck.
Put some respect on that name, Mandy Rose. Head into the arena in style, showing no signs of trepidation just minutes before her triple threat match.
Well, there's a superstar who believes, Blair Davenport, that she is the rightful heir to both the NXT and the NXT UK Women's Championships. Can she do the unthinkable and unify them here tonight in a matter of moments?
And then there's Meiko Satomura. Already a living legend, but victory tonight will make her immortal. There is so much at stake in this unification matchup.
There is the reigning NXT UK Women's Champion, who has held the title for 430 days. Think about the lineage of the NXT UK Women's title. Superstars like Alba Fire have been the NXT UK Women's Champion. Rhea Ripley got her footing in the NXT UK platform for Doudrop, Dakota Kai, and Meiko Satomura for over 400 days. has waved the flag proudly for the United Kingdom. Can she unify the titles here tonight?
The Japanese icon competed as far back as mid-90s WCW. Our very own WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix says Satomura's fingerprints are all over women's wrestling around the globe. And you have to be special just to be able to hang with the final boss. What a show of respect here at NXT for a living legend.
Comes to respect, Davenport has shown very little to Satomura during their rivalry in NXT UK. And through the smoke, are we locking eyes with the future unified women's champion? In her own words, she said she has nothing to lose, yet everything to gain here at Worlds Collide.
That might work as a pep talk, a personal pep talk for Blair Davenport. I believe that's nonsense. She has no gold to lose, perhaps, but she does have the opportunity of a lifetime to lose. You want to announce yourself on a world stage? Well, go ahead. Beat Mandy Rose, beat Meiko Satomura on a massive stage like Worlds Collide. Unify the NXT and NXT UK Women's Championships. That's what's on the line for Blair Davenport tonight. It's as big as they come. This is the biggest night of Blair Davenport's career. Don't listen to her pep talk. This is massive.
And that cold-hearted fury lead her to glory. But, whoa.
What a motor.
You talk about arriving in style. Here comes the NXT Women's Champion.
Drives a fast machine, she keeps her motor clean, and yeah, she's the best damn woman that I've ever seen. God bless America.
I don't even know where to go after that poetic rhyme from Wade Barrett. Wait a minute. Obviously, you're siding with Mandy Rose, right? That's your pick? Yeah. You're not going to side with your fellow countrywoman, Blair Davenport?
Whoa, steady. Hold on a sec.
You traitor?
No, Blair.
You're a traitor.
Blair Davenport is also from New Zealand, to be clear.
She represents NXT UK.
I'm a dual citizen. I'm also American these days. I got a passport, so yeah, I'm backing Mandy Rose, like I have from the beginning. I'm not surprised that you're already back on your haters' pulpit. It's instantaneous with you, isn't it? Stars and stripes forever.
One thing I cannot argue, Rose in the middle of the longest reign as NXT Women's Champion since 2018. 313 days in counting. Third longest reign ever.
The following triple threat is the NXT and NXT UK Women's Championship Unification Match! Introducing first, Blair Davenport! Next, she is the NXT UK Women's Champion, Meiko Satomura! And representing Toxic Attraction, she is the NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose!
You You mentioned 313-day reign of Mandy Rose, Vic Joseph. Let me add a couple of extra words. And counting.
Well, we comb through the history of the United Kingdom women's title. Let's talk about the NXT women's title. Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Asuka. Some of the names that have held that prestigious
Fantastic.
title.
I ain't taking anything away from any of those ladies you just mentioned. All for me, first ballot Hall of Famers. Absolutely epitomize the best in the business. You can have your own pick for who the greatest is. But for my money, Mandy Rose wins tonight. There is no one in history on a par with NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose. She will be the #1 of all time here.
You're saying she'd be the greatest of all time in NXT.
That is exactly what I'm saying, Vic Joseph. Clean your ears out and start showing Mandy Rose some respect. Well earned.
Ooh. Early on here, Rose Davenport working together, and that certainly is a wise strategy in this sort of triple threat match. One fall to a finish. Champions do not need to be pinned to lose their title. However, we do have two champions in this matchup, and Davenport trying to pin one right off the bat. Now Rose, I think it's a little bit too early on to be trying to, well, now we got a stalemate.
There was always going to be a loose alliance, wasn't it?
Mako! Davenport now up over, shoulders down one more time. Now it's Rose crucifix action. Shoulders are down, another near fall. And it just takes 3 to unify the gold. As we saw earlier tonight, pretty deadly, becoming the NXT Unified Tag Team Champions. Let's talk about Rose. Let's talk about Mako Satomura for a moment. Ooh! Both didn't take kindly to Blair Davenport's, well, bravado, so to speak.
Yeah, listen, you don't walk into the house of a dominant champion like Mandy Rose and start talking smack after just one victory here in NXT. Even Mako Satomura, with all her accolades, all her experience, all the things she's achieved over the years, has to understand that this right here, NXT, is the Mandy Rose show.
Well, Rose is in control. Davenport now sliding out the NXT UK champion again. No disqualification, no count out as well. And now Davenport bouncing Satomura. And I mentioned no disqualification.
Mako Satomura down and out here. Blair Davenport taking her own sweet time. You heard Mandy Rose, this is my world.
I was just about to say, Rose always confident because we know somewhere closely, Toxic Attraction is standing by.
Oh, here we go again. Being a hater, starting throwing allegations around with absolutely no backup whatsoever. Remember when...
Roll through, shoulders down.
Remember when you accused Toxic Attraction of attacking Roxanne Perez? Remember how that turned out? You were completely wrong. You blasphemed their name for no reason whatsoever, and you're doing it again. Mandy Rose says they are staying in the locker room tonight. She can do it on her own.
Davenport into another cover, another hook of the leg, another near fall. Yeah, oh yeah, it's out of the realm of possibility that Mandy Rose is lying. Ooh.
Mandy Rose's word is gospel around here.
Well, Rose right now firing on all cylinders in this matchup. She certainly is out to create a legacy all her own, as she has mentioned time and time again. Put respect on her name, and look at the strength. Oh, JBL-esque fall-away slam.
Yeah, talk about the in-ring development of Mandy Rose over the past 12 months. Never respected prior to that for her in-ring abilities, which was a scandal in its own right. She just keeps getting better and better, though.
Satomura picking the ankle, so to speak, in the NXT universe. I mean, they are all over the place in this matchup on who they want to walk away the Unified Women's Champion. And Satomura has Davenport scouted. Again, these two go way back, no stranger to one another. Really, Rose is the unknown for Satomura.
She is. That perhaps makes Mandy Rose the X-Factor in this matchup, although Mako Satomura now taking full control. Take your eye off Mandy Rose for a second, and you will regret it.
Now, this matchup has been so equal since the beginning. I mean, who truly has the advantage, in your opinion, as this matchup wears out? Double stop to the spine.
I'm going to tell you, all three athletes now laid out. You ask about an advantage, it's got to be tight, but I'm going to lean Mandy Rose. She hasn't put a foot wrong in almost a year here as champion in NXT. This is also her home turf. This is a away match for Blair Davenport and for Mako Satomura.
Ooh, and take a look at this showdown. We've seen this across the pond. but it's here. It's at Worlds Collide, and a lot of unfinished business between these two superstars.
Yeah, last time they collided in the ring, Blair Davenport got injured during the match. That was about 6 months or so ago. NXT UK chomping at the bit to get back in there.
Right into the sternum, into the cover, and a near fall.
Might be regretting getting in there now, however.
Satomura has said wrestling is her life, but what else does she truly have to prove?
Look, Meiko Satomura has dominated every continent on the globe except for one, North America. This is the last place she needs to conquer. Win tonight, and she's effectively conquered planet Earth.
With Davenport, nice transition, able to roll through shoulders or down to unify the titles. Kick out, roll through shoulders down again, another near fall. And again, as we mentioned, that's how quick this matchup can end. One of these women will make history. One of these women will unify the Women's Championship tonight. And for Blair Davenport, she possesses a, well, frightening intensity that she's starting to unleash in this triple threat match.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Cold-hearted fury, a wicked willingness to do whatever it takes to win. Davenport ain't here to make up the numbers, but it might have been taken out of her hands right there by Mandy Rose.
Rose isn't here to make friends. And how about this showdown when Rose turns around?
What the world's been waiting for.
Talk about Rose's accolades. You've mentioned Satomura, 4 decades of wisdom, and she could be just baiting Rose in at this point.
A lot of people thought Mandy Rose would be apprehensive about getting in there with a veteran like Meiko Satomura, the strong style approach of Satomura. Mandy Rose does not take a back step to anybody when it comes to NXT.
Talk about the fired-up NXT Universe all night long, and now Rose exploding, dropping Satomura.
Beautiful shift of body weight, light on her feet, explosive on impact.
Rose never one to lack confidence, knows. As the NXT Women's Champion, Satomura, the UK Women's Champion, one of those titles will dissolve tonight, will be unified. And look at Satomura just laughing at Rose.
Yeah, that's a
absorbing the punishment. And this goes back to the unusual training Satomura has had since the beginning of her career.
I think this is frustrating Mandy Rose more than anything. No one steps to Mandy Rose like this.
Oh! It's Satomura laying in every right, every uppercut, every kick connecting.
You don't treat Mandy Rose like this.
Certainly just did. Satomura to make history. Rose just kicking out.
A methodical breakdown of Mandy Rose before our eyes. Do not forget the bounce-back ability of the NXT Women's Champion, however, and we're seeing it right now.
And Satomura, oh! Air driven out of her lungs with a spine buster. Cover, Davenport wisely at the last moment.
Just
breaking
in the
things
nick
up.
of time for Davenport. Her opportunity to unify these championships was slipping away right there.
Davenport right now, it's almost like divide and conquer. Nice suplex into the bridge. Northern Lights didn't work. Rose able to kick out one more time.
Technically perfect there. Take another look at this from Mandy Rose. Beautiful double A spine buster. Would have been enough for the victory.
Nice
Not
save.
for Blair Davenport.
You know, Davenport certainly inserted herself into the matchup, trying to make the most of it tonight.
Yeah, of course she did. She was the #1 contender for the NXT UK Women's Championship. That doesn't go away, doesn't disappear. Davenport was owed this opportunity tonight and needs to make sure she makes it count.
Well, she is trying to do just that, but Rose now. Very rarely will we see Rose leave her feet. Oh!
Constantly evolving.
Wait a minute, Satomura! Frog splash connects!
Set up, Mandy.
Title on the line! And whoa, Rose saved her title as we were so close to a unification in yet another notch in the legendary belt of Meiko Satomura. Take a look, Rose first, bam! Hits that superplex, Satomura waiting in the ring, splat! Hits that frog splash, and so close, Rose. The last moment, saving things.
Mandy Rose with the wherewithal to pay attention to every part of the ring at all times.
Oh! And these three, the epitome. These three, the best. Satomura, the living legend, right now, turning back the clock.
Kings Road approach from Satomura, smash everything in sight.
Swing and a miss. Davenport now trying to turn things around. Davenport, who said tonight would be her night. Much like we started this matchup, Rose and Davenport working together.
Oh! Double DDT.
Everyone loving what they're seeing right now out of Satomura. Satomura special. Rose could be out. Fouled up again. Davenport had it scouted this time. It's Davenport who's on top, and could tonight be the night for Davenport, who has been so close in the past to putting gold around her waist.
Davenport looking vicious and experienced in there now. Completely the upper hand. What a dangerous combination.
Talking about combination. Take a look at the offense now. Chopping down both. Rose. Oh.
Those educated feet, using them to full effect.
Oh, double Satomura special.
Listen to the clubbing sounds those boots are making against the bodies of Davenport and Rose.
Into the cover, and Rose right there, able to break it up quickly. Oh, wait a minute. This could be the end. Satomura trying to block. Rose hoisted up. Satomura, ooh! Driving Rose down. Cover, count. Davenport to the spine once more.
Once again, for the fourth time in this matchup, Blair Davenport breaking up a pin and at the same time saving her own opportunity to become the Universal.
We saw this
NXT
Tuesday.
Women's Champion.
Looking for that knockout blow. Is it Davenport's night? Is it Davenport's moment? Woo!
Well, Mandy Rose nowhere to be seen on that one. It was all up to Meiko Satomura, of course. Davenport can't believe it. That connected flush to the jaw. You know you're dealing with a real special character in Meiko Satomura. How the heck did she kick out of this one?
I mean, hard to watch the second time, and now Rose out of nowhere. Talked about that four-way elimination tag team match early on. The action has just been as fierce and almost as fast as our opening match tonight.
Yeah, all three women having opportunities to pop this one away. It truly is balanced on a knife edge now.
At this moment in the matchup, all these women slinging it out, and now Davenport realized Rose was going down, able to hit the missile drop kick, take out Satomura. Rose now from behind. Whoa. Davenport, ooh, right to the body. And all three of these women, students of the game, all had the others scouted. Davenport trying to put the finishing touches on this matchup. Rose, though, able to counter, looking for the knee, didn't connect, from behind, look at Satomura, oh, Scorpio rising!
That has to be it, make the cover.
So much taken out of Satomura. Satomura climbing over. Kissed by the Rose on the butt of the jaw. Rose makes history tonight.
Here is your winner, the new unified NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose.
I called it at the beginning, Vic Joseph. I said Mandy Rose wins this matchup. Mandy Rose unifies the NXT and NXT UK Women's Championships. She is the greatest in the history of the NXT brand. That's exactly what went down.
I mean, we talked about the action in this matchup. I mean, it was knockout blow after knockout blow between all three of these superstars. Right here, bam, was Meiko Satomura hitting that Scorpio rising, but in the end, Rose, bam, the wherewithal for Kissed by the Rose on the butt of the jaw and etching her name in history. Mandy Rose, the unified women's champion in NXT.
My power, my pleasure, my pain. Finally, put some damn respect on the name of Mandy Rose.
becoming the new unified NXT Women's Champion. But with me now is Wesley. And Wes, over the past month, the superstars of NXT UK have been dominating the scene here in NXT. Well, on Tuesday, you faced one of the most sadistic men from NXT UK in JD McDonough. How do you prepare for someone with such bad intentions?
Mackenzie, I don't know if you can really prepare for someone like JD McDonough. I saw your interview with him last week, and that was uncomfortable?
I completely agree.
Well, look, JD doesn't shoot to kill. He shoots to wound. And he loves taking pleasure in seeing the agony in his opponent's faces. Dude is dark. And I know when the bell rings, he likes to go to a much darker place. But I've had my own fair share of dark clouds, and the rain don't scare me. And I'm not afraid to venture into the darkness. Look, JD wants to get weird. Whew! Let's get weird on Tuesday. But I promise you, he won't like the results.
Vic and Wade, back to you.
You're listening to Collide by One Duo, the official theme song for NXT Worlds Collide. It's available now on Apple Music and Spotify. And two tag teams that are ready to collide are coming up in a matter of moments for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Chance Carter, the champs, have been riding quite the wave of momentum. Spotlight on these two teams, both wanting to steal the show here in just moments at Worlds Collide. Doudrop and her partner, again, much like Ricochet, shocked the world this past Tuesday on NXT.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, the team of Doudrop and almost a superhero, Nikki A.S.H.
You know, we've talked about Worlds Collide, we've talked about NXT UK. Here are two women that revolutionized European wrestling for women.
Oh man, listen, a lot has changed since, but since I broke through in Europe many years ago, the men's scene back then was an embarrassment. The women's scene, though, it was practically non-existent, but it's because of women like Doudrop, Nikki A.S.H. being the pioneers that they are, following in the footsteps of British wrestling legends like Klondike Kate, that the scene is thriving once again. All credit to those two ladies.
And the opponents, they are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Kayden Carter and Katana Chance.
It's a fun-loving duo in Carter and Chance, but let's be honest here for a moment. There's a big difference when you become the hunted instead of being the hunter.
Chance and Carter spent years here in NXT attempting to climb to the top of the ladder. They failed, and then they failed some more, but always came back better than they were previously. Now they found out, though, that being the champs really isn't the promised land that many think it's going to be. You get to contest and fight against the absolute best on the planet week in, week out when you have those championships. Why? Because you got something that the rest of the world want to take from you.
Well, Chance and Carter have been waiting for this sort of match. Not only that, this sort of spotlight like we're going to have here at Worlds Collide.
Yes, they have. They want to prove their mettle, show they can beat all comers. I would say, though, be very careful what you wish for. This, to me, is a massive step up in class. Massive step up in competition for Chance and Carter, and they may fall flat on their faces in short time.
There's Nikki A.S.H. who's making history in this matchup tonight. She's the first woman to challenge for all active women's championships.
Yeah, what a resume Nikki A.S.H. truly has in this game. Put together a cracking CV, would only look to enhance it further by grabbing more gold here in NXT.
Ooh. And quickly now knowing into the cover for the title. Ooh, a kick out. Look, Nikki A.S.H., talk about all the titles. She is a former Raw Women's Champion. She is battle-tested, as is Doudrop.
Yeah, a couple of Raw superstars want to head over here to NXT. We will welcome them with open arms every single time. And it's only going to do the power of good for the likes of Chance and Carter.
Into the cover off some innovative offense and another kick out.
In the long term, really adding more polish to these young up-and-coming superstars.
Tag, you know, we talk about women's tag team champions. Again, we got to congratulate the new WWE women's tag team champions.
Yeah, of course we have. Raquel, Aaliyah, two of our favorites from down here in NXT going on and making us all proud.
Oh, and Doudrop is overpowering Chance at this moment. Chance going to have to use her quickness, which is going to be on display here in full effect.
Yeah, against someone like Doudrop, hit and move can be the only policy, and if you don't move quick enough, you get flattened.
You know, as the matchup goes on early, I mean...
Doudrop's got some moves of her own, right?
She certainly does, and trying to get back into the action here as you take a look at the high-flying ability of Chance, but then the power, boom!
Juggernaut all over Katana Chance, perhaps the smallest competitor in NXT. Only ever going to be one winner in that battle.
Again, you see that quickness on display. Carter now into the cover off the tag moments ago, kick out. You know, as this match is starting to roll, I do want to bring up this point because we've talked a lot about the challengers. The champion's the underdog.
Champions are the underdog. You know what? It's rare you say it, but on this occasion, it absolutely is the case. They're up against vastly more experienced superstars who've been to the top. You've mentioned they both won gold of various varieties on Raw and SmackDown. But I'll tell you this, Chance and Carter are used to being the underdogs. They spent the last 3 years here at NXT as underdogs, but this might be over in short order.
Dominating offense
the champs.
Into the cover and a kick out by Chance. Look, these are two Scottish superstars who have dominated all over the globe by any means necessary.
Yeah, Chance and Carter can feel their grasp on the women's NXT Tag Team Championships slipping away. This has been a one-woman wrecking crew so far from Doudrop, and now you're tagging the fresh Nikki ASH, a real tag team specialist in her own right. Things are getting from bad to worse.
Talking about the WWE Women's Tag Team titles earlier, no one has held that gold more than Nikki ASH. As you take a look at Chance and Carter, and a lot has been made about the champions, their best friends inside, outside of the ring. Little known fact about the challengers, they started at the same wrestling school in Scotland on the same day. They are bonded by blood and bruises.
Yeah, I'll say this weekend has taught us something. Scotland can produce some pretty damn good superstars. Hats off to Drew McIntyre. Came up short in yesterday's main event at Clash of the Castle, but what a performance, what a man. All credit to him.
And the globe, the universe, the world has been buzzing. And all weekend long, and now.
Oh, that's a vat move right here. Straight out of Finley's playbook.
Talking about winning championships, we've highlighted it already for Nikki ASH. Is now a quick tag into Doudrop. No one messing around here tonight. And the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, they are on the ropes right now.
It's been one-way traffic, hasn't it? You talked about the champions being the underdogs. It's been proved absolutely right. I'm starting to question if Chance and Carter are going to manage to get any offense in before Doudrop and Nikki ASH put this one to bed for good.
I'll just go back to Tuesday. I mean, Chance and Carter stood in the center of the ring, and they thought they'd be partying in the parking lot.
There you go.
They didn't expect to have a match.
Be careful what you wish for. Much like Carmelo Hayes, they were a little upset that they didn't have a match on this card at Worlds Collide. They wanted one badly. Well, here you go. You still want it? I suspect not.
Tandem offense and into the cover. Hook of the leg, titles on the line, and ooh, you saw Carter thinking about it, and almost that hesitation cost her team the tag team titles if it was not for the determination of Chance, who is getting just ragdolled by Nikki ASH.
It's been a complete mauling. It's like the streets of Glasgow on a Friday night. This is what happens to you. You know, Nikki ASH and Doudrop have prowled those streets in the past.
You look around and you see the NXT Universe at the start of this matchup on their feet. We're all high-fiving, partying it up, and since it almost like the wind's been taken out of their sails because this has been one-sided since the start.
Yeah, the wind's been taken out of the fan cell and the winds have been taken out
of
the
lungs. What a cheap shot.
Of Katana. Getting pancaked by Doudrop.
Into the cover one more time. That could be Chance able to kick out one more time.
And here's the scary thing for me. Doudrop hasn't got out of third gear yet. She turns this one up. It's going to be a really, really bad night for the champs.
I mean, am I wrong to say this has been one-sided?
Completely. I don't think Chance and Carter have got a shot in this far. Hats off to them hanging in as long as they have done. Show some real durability. Perhaps if the goal wasn't on the line, this one would already have been finished.
Well, one more time now, Chance desperately. She has been in this matchup for a long time. She has suffered a lot of punishment at the hands of the challengers. She's crawling, she's reaching, and she is yet again denied.
There's just nothing left in the tank of Katana Chance at this point.
And Chance now, able to move at the last moment. But right there, Nikki ASH able to make the tag and able to cut the ring off one more time. Whoa, quickly tag, Carter's in, and Carter turning the complexion of this matchup around.
But Nikki ASH and Doudrop had it completely in the bag. You would say the champs needed a miracle. Well, they might have just found one somehow. The Spitfire of NXT.
Cover to retain, and kick out. And with Doudrop knocked out, that could have been the best opportunity for the champions to retain.
Well, the best opportunities have been the only opportunity.
NXT Universe trying to get behind Carter here in this matchup, in this moment, is Nikki ASH planning with that tornado DDT. Trying to make history in her own right at Worlds Collide on what has been a historic Labor Day weekend in the WWE.
You see how easy it was for Nikki ASH to take all the wind out of the sails of Kayden Carter, flattened with one big move.
Look, Carter looking up. So much taken out of Chance throughout this matchup. She's been isolated. And right now, more tandem offense. And will this be enough to crown new champions tonight? And one more time, right here in front of us, Nikki was flipping out almost as she's getting frustrated. Doudrop's got to be getting frustrated. They can't keep the champs down. Carter one more time showing that escapability. Super kick lock Doudrop.
Now Carter looking for the tag. There's nobody there to help you. It's 2-on-1 here. Finally, Katana Chance.
But I mean, even if Chance got in the matchup, so much been taken out of her, Barrett. I mean, how much does she have left? It's almost on instinct alone. How much is left in the tank for the champions?
It's a gutsy performance from the champions. They really, really need to pull out something special here.
Look at Chance made the tag. Nikki ASH doesn't realize a double stomp, though she would now. Into the cover to retain the titles. And a kick out again. Another near fall.
Ask and ye shall receive. I asked for something special almost immediately. The tag champs pulled it out. That's how fast they are.
And a nasty landing.
Again, that move there from Nikki ASH.
Sensed what was coming, had it scouted. And right away, take a look. We talked about it in the four-way match earlier. The ring getting cut in half. This is textbook tag team wrestling. And now, Doudrop, Nikki ASH setting up for the ass drop. Connects perfectly into the cover. It's, Chance somehow, some way, able to break things up and keep this match alive.
Bulldozing her way into this one, maintaining a tenuous grip on the gold, but not for long, it would seem.
Chance and Carter, best friends, leaders of the locker room. We've heard the tales, we know the story. Certainly trying to prove something to everyone in the locker room, everyone watching around the world, just what they're made out of. They haven't been battle-tested like Doudrop and Nikki ASH.
I will tell you this, there's a lot of women in the NXT women's locker room licking their chops at the prospect of getting their hands on Chance and Carter at some point, as much as they respect it. Whoa.
Toxic? What are they doing here? Doudrop looking around, I mean...
If it's NXT Women's Tag Team Gold...
Jane and Dolan
belongs.
It doesn't belong. They didn't win. And right now, Nikki ASH wiping out Toxic Attraction. But back into the ring. Back into the ring, what's going on? This matchup's continuing.
Complete chaos outside the ring. Doudrop, though, getting more than over the tag champs. We've seen this.
Nikki ASH doesn't realize what's happening. Cover. Jane, hold on, wait a minute. The champs retain.
Here are your winners, and still the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Kayden Carter and Katana Chance.
But not without
controversy.
Well, a massive assist there from Toxic Attraction. I told you, as far as those NXT Women's Tag Team Championships are concerned, Toxic Attraction view them as their own. They don't want anyone, Nikki ASH, Doudrop, or anyone else for that matter, getting their hands on that gold. Here we take a look once again, just as Doudrop and Nikki ASH looked like they were putting this one away. Here's the distraction, and of course, give Chance and Carter one opportunity where the most beautiful move in NXT. They will take it every time. Good night, Doudrop. Retention against all odds in the NXT Women's Tag Champs.
Yeah, but can't be understated. Jane holding the leg of Nikki ASH, but look, that's not going to stop the party tonight for still the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Chance and Carter.
Poor Joe, he really is taking this Cameron Grimes situation to heart.
I just don't understand why Cameron would reject being a part of the schism.
No. Excuse me, Grayson, can we spare a moment of your time?
Is your eye all white?
I don't understand your tone.
Oh.
The eye is the window to the soul, and my soul is pure.
All right, well, I'm just gonna leave this here for someone who needs it, okay?
Oh, so kind of you.
Welcome, you're so welcome. This brother's a coot lad. Oh, come on.
Grayson Waller, do you have any remorse for raking the eye of Apollo Crews? The medical team said he has a scratched cornea.
Honestly, Mackenzie, at first I didn't. Apollo ruined the debut edition of the Grayson Waller effect. I thought I just got him back. But then I got a call from my mum. And I'm not scared of any man in this world, but Mama Waller's a different story. She gave me life. It's just me and her, you know, so I knew it was coming. She said, Grayson, I've never been more disgusted by you in my life. I'm so disappointed. You went out on worldwide TV. You talked about a man's heritage, his wife, his kids. And then you went out and you basically tried to blind him in order to win a match. She said I was bringing down the Waller family name. And for the first time in my life, I was speechless.
Really?
Yeah. And I told her I'd call her back, but we haven't spoken since. But I know she's watching tonight, so Shez, I've thought a lot about what you said, and you can kiss my ass. Bringing down the Waller family name. If anything, I'm the only one bringing it to superstardom. So you can adopt that blind bum Apollo Crews and the rest of his family for all I care. Because tonight, Grayson Waller's going home with this absolute dime-piece Hooters waitress. Actually, you know what? I might mix it up and go home with the Miami swimwear model. Either way, I don't need friends. I definitely don't need family. The only thing I need to go to the top of NXT is the Grayson Waller.
Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella.
This storyline is a milestone.
When we saw Brie get slapped, we were like, oh my God, it's on.
And I said, I'm gonna make you mine.
WWE Rivals, new episode tonight at 10, only on A&E. NXT 2.0. We got the drip, so find your fit. NXT Shop, as close as it gets. Now a Fanatics experience. Tonight only. Free shipping on all orders.
Down south slang. Well, this matchup, you know, we talk about a lot of things coming down the pipe for NXT. You don't want to miss what's going to happen this Tuesday night. And also, don't forget to join the official Facebook page for NXT. Get as close as it gets. You don't want to miss any of the action that's coming up. And as I was talking about when it comes to Tuesday, Wesley, JD McDonough, after what was said earlier tonight, these two go one-on-one this Tuesday live on NXT.
And in the spirit of friendly competition, two of NXT's fastest moving and fastest rising superstars go head to head this Tuesday. Frazier against Axiom.
Oh, what a matchup that's going to be. What a night it is going to be this Tuesday on NXT. And as I mentioned, as close as it gets. Don't miss a second of the action. Be here live with us. Join the official NXT Facebook page and never miss a special night every Tuesday. But I want to talk about something special because coming up in just a matter of moments, it's the match we've all been waiting for. It's the NXT Championship Unification match. The time for talk is over. Two great champions go one-on-one, and by the end of the night, only one will call themselves the true champion of NXT.
The NXT Championship is everything to me. This brand means everything to me. I respect everyone who's been a champion before me that has laid the groundwork for us to come through here so that it can be what it is today.
The men that have held this title, they're all world-class athletes. To share that legacy with these great men brings me a great sense of responsibility and honor and pride.
Tyler Bate, the pioneer of the UK Championship.
Throughout its history, I have fondly represented NXT UK, for it holds a dear place in my heart. NXT UK for me is home. NXT UK chapter coming to a close. It started with me, and it ends with me.
I respect Tyler Bate as a performer. I know how great Tyler is. We all know it. But there is a difference between stepping in the ring with everyone else that he stepped in the ring with and stepping in the ring with me. I'm the NXT champion. I run this brand. I've been running it for a long time, and it's not gonna change.
Bron Breakker, the NXT champion, standing tall, pushing himself and this brand.
I'm a freaking animal, and I'm gonna break you in half.
Bron Breakker is a freak of nature, but he's no big strong boy.
Bron,
with NXT Europe around the corner, I can't think of a better way to kick things off than by unifying these titles.
I do think there should be one NXT champion. So, let's make history. Worlds collide.
This is the biggest match of my career. All the chips are stacked in on this.
It's your responsibility to uphold our lineage.
You add to your legacy. Win!
This is about everybody who made NXT UK possible, and at Worlds Collide, their legacy rests on my shoulders.
You must beat Bron Breakker and unify those titles.
Bron Breakker, you have never been in the ring with anybody more articulate than me. And this time, you have met your match.
Big strong boy, huh? I'm a freaking man. I'm the man. When worlds collide, there'll only be one champion, Bron Breakker. I will be the face.
I will be the face
of NXT.
Champion
versus champion.
Title
for title.
Final moments of preparation for Bron Breakker. Out of a colossal main event here at Worlds Collide. Could he be looking at the NXT Championship for the final time? And the same can be said for Tyler Bate. The United Kingdom was built on the back of Bate. He said it himself. It started with me, it ends with me. These two ready for a massive championship showdown here tonight. Taking a look around. It's not the same superstar we saw nearly a year ago for the first time. How impressed have you been with the growth of Breakker?
Yeah, you mentioned Bron a year ago. He really took NXT by storm, riding roughshod over the locker room by means of pure raw aggression. There was nothing polished about Bron Breakker. He was a hothead, and Dolph Ziggler exposed that better than anyone at Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend. But Bron, hats off to him. He's worked on the aggression issues, and as we saw with the likes of Joe Gacy and Cameron Grimes, Bron has matured. He's figured out his mistakes. He's rounded off his weaknesses. He's more controlled now, and he has become a better version of himself. Wow, a fast forward through history. A wall of champions, the wall of greats that form the lineage of that NXT UK Championship around the waist of Tyler Bate. If you're Tyler Bate, that has to get the adrenaline pumping. It has to put into perspective the magnitude of the responsibilities on your shoulders tonight. You really don't want to let that side down.
Well, we can look at it on both sides, not letting any of the lineage, any of the former champions down. So who has more pressure on their shoulders tonight?
Come on, man. How the hell do you answer a question like that? It has to be equal. The legacies of the respective championships hang heavy over the heads of these two in that ring tonight. You want to disappoint Gunther, Finn Balor, Ciampa, Butch? We know they're all watching. Their own legacies either get enhanced or diminished based on how this matchup goes tonight.
And NXT Universe showcasing their love for both these champions, their admiration, their respect, a capacity crowd here for Worlds Collide. And this is the match we've all been waiting for. This is the moment that one of these two will solidify their own legacy. Who will embrace the moment?
The following contest scheduled for one fall is the NXT and NXT UK Championship Unification Match. Introducing first, he is the NXT Champion, Bron Breakker.
What stands out to me, look at the winning percentage.
And his opponent, he is the NXT UK Champion, Tyler Bate.
And what stands out to me about Tyler Bate is a conversation I actually had with him earlier today. He said after watching Clash of the Castle last night and seeing Drew McIntyre, he wants that sort of moment. And you can hear the respect from the NXT Universe. He also told me that he respects the foundation laid by Drew, by you, Wade Barrett, by Sheamus in Europe.
Hey, look, you talk about me, you talk about Drew, you talk about Sheamus. We followed the likes of Fit Finlay, Robbie Brookside, Norman Smiley, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, the greats who came before us. It's up to Bate to take it to a whole new level now. That's why it's so important to unify these titles.
Bate trying to shake off the goosebumps. Breakker focusing in as well. One of these superstars will have that sweet taste of victory. The other will have the agony of defeat. For two guys that feed off the energy of the fans, it's going to be a 50-50 split this entire night.
Yeah, what a great reception for Tyler Bate. We know Bron really is the hometown hero over here, but Tyler Bate, massive levels of respect thanks to what he's achieved over the past 6 years over in NXT UK. It really has been a very cordial issue between Bron and Tyler Bate over the past few weeks. Both accept that they are great competitors, massive amounts of respect, but they agree there should only be one. Who is the true champion?
Feeling out process between these two, and look, there's a lot of similarities between the two champions. Yes. There truly are.
100%. Look, both young men, one's 24, Bron, the other's 25, Tyler Bate.
Shoulders down.
Both won big championships very early in their careers. Both have had some growing pains at times, which has been to be expected, I guess, and both have lost their respective championships and won them back. It shows a level of improvement. The fact that they were capable of doing that shows a real champion, in my opinion, exercising the ghosts of the past. Both are powerhouses too. Don't be fooled by the diminutive size of Tyler Bate. The guy's got full power.
You saw that power on display by Breakker. Now you're seeing the quickness from Tyler Bate. And you know, you bring up a great point. Both built on the power game, and looking for that home run right off the bat was Breakker. And now it's Bate. Looking for that Tyler Driver 97, countered, and again just overtaken by Breakker. Shoulders are down, center of the ring, and a kick out. You talk about the power game. How are they going to switch up strategies against one another? Backslide, shoulders down, another near fall.
Yeah, both are powerhouses, but make no mistake, as we've seen in the early goings here.
Wow.
Braun has the better of Bate when it comes to pure power. Where Bate is going to excel is his ability to morph from a powerhouse to a high flyer to a technician and back.
I've been trending #1 since the start. And that trend continuing now.
Bate is as well-rounded as they come. He's got that old-school British catcher's catch-can ability, and that is what might catch Braun by surprise. Braun really has to be on his toes tonight.
You know, we talk about the similarities is now, look at the takedown for Bate. This is that unique style of offense that Bate brings to any match that Braun has never seen before. So that brings up the stark differences between both champions.
Yeah, massive differences too. Braun essentially was born into this industry, a descendant of WWE Hall of Famer Rick Steiner, nephew, a big Papa Pump Scotty Steiner. Tyler Bate, though, he's in this industry on his own. He had to open every single door by himself, came up the most difficult way possible, but then, to be fair to Braun had pressure of expectation on his shoulder, thanks to who he is.
And take a look at Tyler Bate going up, going around. Little tip of the cap to Johnny Saint. And Bate right inside. Just baiting in. Breakker, shoulders down to unify the titles. Another kick out. And to think about this, as they both look at one another, you brought up the age. I mean, the WWE has such a bright future with superstars like Bate, superstars like Breakker, and everyone's seen tonight here on Worlds Collide.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You look how young these two are. We're going to be watching these two for at least the next 15 or so years here under the WWE umbrella. We talk about their relative age being almost identical. Big difference in experience, though. Bron Breakker being at this industry really for a year or so, and what a year it's been. Tyler Bate, on the other hand, pulled himself up by his bootstraps. He's now a 10-year veteran in this industry, and he won't be intimidated by the size and rage of Bron Breakker. He's mixed it up with some big bad guys in the past, such as, of course, Gunther.
Oh, speaking of big and bad, look at Breakker trying to use the strength, but a nice counter, looking for the submission. Keeping Breakker grounded is what Bate's doing. Mat wrestling at its finest, and for Bate, cut his teeth in progress wrestling. We talk about the journey here in WWE. Started when he was just 19 years old when he won the NXT UK title in the inaugural NXT UK Championship Tournament. And he, in his own words, has said, I have grown from a teenager to a man. But right now, he is in there with Bron Breakker.
Very, very different proposition. I promise you, across NXT UK, they had some brilliant competitors. Nothing quite like Bron Breakker, however.
Breakker letting Bate think about it for a moment. And that power, that speed, and now that athleticism on display once again. Off the moonsault, into the cover, and a kick out.
Talk about Tyler Bate being the high flyer in this matchup. Do not look away from Bron Breakker. He'll catch you by surprise. Always got some big stuff in his boots.
Breakker almost just shaking off that last chop. And look, there's a mutual respect between these two. This is about the spirit of competition, but this is also about doing something that's never been done, unifying both championships. When we talk about the hardships of Bate working for a hot dog and a handshake, not taking anything away from Bron Breakker, but has he faced those same sort of uphill battles that could help him in the later stages of this matchup?
Listen, Bron Breakker has had to dig deep against some of the absolute best that NXT has ever produced, including the likes of Ciampa. You can dig deep against Ciampa, you can dig deep against Dolph Ziggler and still put out victories. You can do it, in my opinion, against anybody.
Oh, nice takedown from Bate and Breakker now. He's on the ropes. Bate now trying to capitalize, charging back in, hits the dropkick, sends Breakker all the way to the outside.
And this is exactly what Tyler Bate needs to do. Hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. Keep Bron Breakker on the back foot.
With the weight of the United Kingdom on his shoulders, Bate takes to the air. Before Bate came to the ring, You saw him walk past the lineage of NXT UK Championships. He's feeling the pressure from his peers to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, real grimace on the face of Tyler Bate after this landing. Bron Breakker flush, but took a lot out of himself in the process. That is the danger of such high-risk offense. Tyler Bate desperately trying to shake it up, but Bron Breakker now clearly in a world of trouble. Smells victory, does Tyler Bate.
Went for a standing shooting star, was able to get out of the way at the last moment. And now, here's where that speed comes in, and the power, the strength, the aggression of Breakker.
The absolute last thing you want staring at you if you're in the ring with Bron Breakker is Bron with that look in his eye.
We mentioned those NXT UK champions. Bron every day in the Performance Center walks by. Photos of Seth Rollins, of Big E, of Kevin Owens, the list goes on. He knows the lineage that he is here to represent.
Bron Breakker has been surrounded by WWE Hall of Famers since the day he was born. That's in his future one day. I'm sure that's his goal.
First Breakker laughing off and then crash and burn right here, and both men just bouncing almost at our feet.
Yeah, we talked about high risk from Tyler Bate a little earlier. Just goes to show Bron Breakker more than happy to put his own body on the line in pursuit of victory. That's how big this matchup is.
Speaking of that, Breakker was looking to take high risk, and right now Bate able to get right out in front of the NXT champion.
Yeah, in terms of this matchup, it is a death sentence for Tyler Bate's hopes of winning if he allows Bron Breakker to get any form of momentum going. He cannot be stopped. He's like a runaway train.
You know, some have questioned for Tyler Bate, his attitude, would it hinder him at times because he is so calm, he is so cool, he is so collected. He certainly, though, has that reach inside and almost on cue. Follows it up, standing shooting star, center of the ring, cover, and Breakker kicks out.
We're talking about the easy-going nature of Tyler Bate just when he puts a momentum offense together like that. Europe is a really easy-going continent.
Gotcha.
Another look at perfect timing, explosive energy from the extreme athleticism from Tyler Bate. Europe's an easy-going place. I'll tell you from my own career in the US is cutthroat. You cannot go with the flow over here. You have to direct that flow, otherwise it isn't going to go where you want. That's going to be an issue going forward for Tyler Bate, and certainly an issue now in this matchup.
Both men have heard the same thing. Waving inside cradle again, shoulders down, another near fall. They've heard the message from those in front of them. To be NXT champion, there's a certain passion that comes with it, and both these men epitomize that. Big cut breaker to unify the gold, and another near fall. Oof.
Just goes to show how well scouted Tyler Bate has his opponent this evening. Going for that huge Hurricane Rana was Bron Breakker. And a powerbomb slam down, come crashing down, 260 pounds. What was it Finn Balor said? Do not underestimate this moment. Well, if either man walked to the ring underestimating anything, they know full well how big this moment really is. They are in the belly of the beast.
And for Gunther, he looked Bate right in the eyes and says, go out there and you can't lose. Tommaso Ciampa looked at Bron Breakker and said, just win. The message was clear. There's a certain responsibility that both these men have for the brands. Both these men have as champion. And it's sad to say, only one standing tall at the end of the night. Who will it be?
That's what this is all about, however. They want it this way. They want it to be for all the marbles. Bring on that pressure. That's what we're about.
Looking for that exploder.
Panic in the eyes of Bron Breakker. Does not like being up there, being manhandled, and is now doing something about it.
Breakker in his own right, just trying anything he can, and finally creates that bit of separation.
Had to save himself in that situation. Now what's he got in store?
Talking about a tip of the cap to Johnny Saint. Tip of the cap to his dad, the Hall of Famer Rick Steiner. Will this be enough? And look at that, Breakker sends the kick out, transfers right into a powerbomb of his own. Sitting down, into the cover, hook of the leg, and another near fall. How wise size of it was it for Braun Breaker to already have his hand positioned, knowing it would take that much more out of Tyler Bate. He felt the kick out. He knew it was coming. First, there's the Bulldog, but take a look at the pinning predicament. The arm of Breaker right there was able to snatch, bam, and drop Bate in a moment's notice.
Breaker's got that doll-faced gremlin in him, hasn't he? Shades of his father, what pure genetics he has, built for competition.
We knew those in attendance would be split. What a main event. What a moment for these two. And Bate now trying to chop down Breaker.
I gotta tell you, this gets down and dirty, turns into a slugfest, turns into a brawl. I'm back in war, man. It has to be the NXT champion, Braun Breaker.
Little bop and Bate, didn't work, Breaker! Caught him going to the armbar, looking for the submission. Is Bate gonna tap out? Is Bate gonna quit? If Bate quits, he's no longer the champion. He quits on the brand. He quits on a whole lineage. He quits on everything he's built since he was 19 years old.
One tap out away from Braun Breaker, unifying the goal.
Roll through, shoulders down. Kick out and look at Breaker holding on. And you think about all the hours that Braun Breaker has put in, for all the naysayers, for everyone that said he's just here because of his dad. He's shown you the work that he has put in time and time again, week after week, day after day.
This is what we see from Braun every single time he's here on NXT. You want to take that championship from me, you are in for the fight of your life, and doesn't Tyler Bate know it?
Breaker trying to hold down Bate, Bate trying to climb out, Bate now trying to navigate his way free, and Bate now, no way, trying to hoist up Breaker.
Big, strong boy.
Textbook Bate. Off the wheel, into the cover. Is it enough? And another near fall. And Bate now, right back to his feet. Bouncing up, boom, connects. That's gotta be it. Powerful clothesline running through a brick wall, and Breaker just got that shoulder up.
Braun Breaker right now is all over the place. He's completely lost control. Completely disoriented. You see him bouncing around the ring here. Tyler Bate in the ascendancy, just milliseconds away from retaining his championship and winning the NXT gold.
It's all about the NXT championships. This a unification match. This indeed is awesome. This your main event of Worlds Collide. Now trending #1 in the United States since the start. Is looking for that Tyler Driver 97. Couldn't connect, nice counter. Bate, again shoulders down, trying to kick out. Breaker, so much strength. So, oh my God, are you serious?
How the hell do you do that?
Boy! Tyler Driver, 97 to unify and a kick out. That could have been the best opportunity for Bate. Take a look at the balance, the core strength, and then the big, strong boy on display.
Yeah, but hats off to Braun Breaker, knowing exactly what's on the line here. Wants that gold for himself. Doesn't want to let down his lineage. Needs to pull it out the bag here.
Let's call it what it is. You talk about Braun Breaker being born into this. Tyler Bate was born for this. He was born for this moment to unify the championship. One of the pillars of the UK, climbing tall, and Breaker. Playtime could be over. Bam!
Too big, too strong. Good night, Tyler Bate.
Oh! Presence of mind from Bate. Braun Breaker has dropped everyone with that power slam.
Yeah, that's game over. Braun Breaker hits that move. Everyone goes down, and you see the panic, perhaps the fear in the eyes of Braun Breaker. Where the hell do you go from here, Braun?
Well, we know where Breaker's headed. Trying to block out the noise as he's focused in now on Tyler Bate. And we could be moments away from unifying both championships. Somehow Bate is back to his feet. Oh! But for how much longer Bate now? Bate connects!
Just when Bate looked like a sitting duck, turns it around in a heartbeat.
Looking for that Tyler Driver 97, didn't connect. Bate turning around, gets caught one more time. Up, down, turn around, into a cover. Is it enough? No!
Almost stole it.
Looking for the Boeing, and boom! Oh my God, boom! Cover, count, and Real Breaker unifying the titles.
Here is your winner and new unified NXT champion, Braun Breaker.
I literally came out of my skin for the final moments between these two great champions.
Oh man, I think you just lost your voice there, and deservedly so. What a performance from both men. Take nothing away from Tyler Bate, but unifying those championships. That man right there, who else? Braun Breaker.
You gotta come out of your skin. You gotta lose your voice for moments like this. Moments that don't come around all the time for two superstars the caliber of Breaker and Bate. Because for all intents and purposes, Bate was down and out. Presence of mind to know where he was in the position. Breaker's eyes was set. Bate, however, able to turn things around with a little bop and bang.
Yeah, for my money, we've got a unified championship. But after a performance like this, both men are true champions in my book. Braun got the edge tonight. Next time, if there is a next time, might not be so lucky.
True sign of sportsmanship from Tyler Bate. Greatness personified here tonight.
Tyler Bate did that lineage proud. Hats off to that man. Talk about durability, talk about heart, talk about fighting spirit. Tyler Bate epitomizes that.
Weeks ago it was decided that there should be only one champion to represent NXT and this brand moving forward. That superstar, none other than Braun Breaker.